Hey everyone, it's Seema, and you have just tuned in to the ArtistKin Collabo. ArtistKin is a community of all kinds of artists. I'm talking musicians, poets, writers, dancers, every kind that come together to collaborate, to share, enlighten, and inspire. Now today we have two phenomenal artists with us. We have the passionate poet Positive, and we have the dynamic drummer Asad Waheed. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Asad, where are you from?
I'm from Linden, New Jersey. I'm originally from New York. I've been playing drums for about 25 years now. I am a professional musician. I have my own band and I have my own production company.
What's the name of your band?
The name of my band is Black Wax.
Okay.
My production company is Beatmaster Productions.
All right, and we're going to tell the people how to get in touch with you a little later. Positive, tell me about yourself.
So I was born in New York, raised in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey to be exact. I've been
Brick
writing,
City, baby, what?
Yes. I've been writing all my life, but I've been doing it professionally for about 3 years. I'm a self-published author and a spoken word artist.
Yes, what's the name of your book?
Positives Reflections.
Okay, and we'll also let you all know how you can pick that up later. So now listen, you guys go ahead and get ready to do what you do.
Okay.
Now, ArtistKin Collabo, what it is with each episode we focus on a theme, and this episode's theme is a chance on romance. So Positive and Asad are going to take us through the 5 stages of love.
So the title of this first piece is called Red Light, inspired by true event. Last night I kissed a man and I liked it. The peppermint flavor of his lips, the assertion of his wits, the standing ovation of his... God damn. I think I said too much. Or rather, I haven't said enough. See, I crossed paths with this fella about a year ago. So there's a little history. We formally introduced ourselves over at Bogey's. Y'all know the nightclub over in EO? Thanks to the art form of poetry, he recited a piece that excited the freak in me. Yes, I said the freak in me. I watched from across the room as he metaphorically teased his audience. I knew right then and there I wanted to play him as an accordion. The reason why was beyond me. He just happened to draw out my cockiness, which revealed itself in glorious naughtiness. Don't get it wrong, it was obvious he was putting on a show, but he made it look effortless. And that was sexy in its own right. And as God would have it, I was the feature of the night. So when my time came to stand in the light, I walked right up on him and just got that mic. And that red light ain't making no better. See, I had every intention on leaving that man stiff, wondering what the F just happened. I mean, I wanted the same for my audience. I just targeted him because he spoke of this magnificence I wanted to experience. As intriguing as his words were, I wanted to prove them misleading. Leave that man heavily breathing and leaking in passion, have him daydreaming about my black girl magic, desiring me as his only satisfaction. But that was just my imagination running away with me. Now, presently, this man got me ready to spread these hips and part my lips. Y'all know the saying, when I dip, you dip, we dip. Yeah, I'm ready to let him all in. See, we're here again thanks to the art form of poetry. And this time, he recited the piece like he was talking directly to me. Now, my mind could be playing tricks on me. Shit, I'm lonely, and this red light don't make it no better. But my mind, body, and soul all agree he's welcome. Plus, it's been a while since we had this kind of fun. And energy doesn't lie. He done placed his hand on my thigh. Lord, why? I watch as it slid down to my red boot, thinking to myself, you better stop before I strip down to my birthday suit and we consummate. He better stop coming for me. Luckily for him, in the moment, poetry was a distraction. So we laughed it off and kept it cute, and that was that, or so I thought. I was minding my business, next thing you know, I'm pinned to the wall. I was minding my business, y'all. Then I find his tongue down my throat, my hands down his pants, and my desire to disprove him turned into my desire to disrobe him. His scent was hypnotic, his lips chaotic. They broke down every wall that I had up, trying to be drowned by every thrust. Woo! Warning. Pussy rubs inspired magnificent ejaculations. He's prime time and I'm prime wine, and he's just kissing me like it's just us. Got me contemplating if I wanna fuck by the way he pulled my hair, or really make love after the way he stole my ear. And this red light makes it all better. The way it's complimenting his aura, which happens to be blushing red right along with my cheeks, and they ain't even been spanked yet. God better intervene before I make him my riverbed. Lord knows I know what to do with a swell head. For once I feel out of my element. I find myself captivated by your presence, developing cravings for your essence, craving a daily dose of you as my preference of stress reliever. Just the thought of you alone makes my soul quiver. The rhythm of my heart intensifies by the sight of you and eases as I'm being held by you. You're taking over my membrane. Seems like my every thought is you. You. Invade my dreams and save me from my nightmares. How? How did I get here? Caught up in the ideas of what we could become. I'm not used to being a submissive one, and being vulnerable isn't fun. Don't get it wrong. I'm willing to work for what I want, but not before the assurance of it being a worthy investment. But you have yet to make me second guess it. So forgive me for my mixed vibrations, and so I want to quit while I'm ahead so the feelings can leave as quick as they came. But if I'm being honest, and Lord knows I want to be honest, I know life won't be the same. I've grown accustomed to the rush. My heart has been opened back up. I'm willing to bet on love. I want to stimulate you mentally, hold you emotionally, feed you physically, and please you sexually. Can I love you? Pour into your vessel and help make your dreams come true. Can I love you? Build a legacy in honor of you. Baby, can I love you? So this piece is titled Forbidden. Personally, I've always equated sex to art. A personal exhibition of the heart, a way to impart my devotion unto my lover. But the depths of my lovemaking still remain uncovered, which leaves me to wonder what has happened to the sacredness of sex. It has become a dominating empty subject, no longer a thread to reconnect us to our true architect, instead a poison to infect the pursuit of happiness. What I'm saying is, our intimacy lacks substance. No man has loved me to my full extent as promised. Aside, why is my romance forbidden? Can I verbally show you what you've been missing all your life? I trust you never experienced a penial so right. Yes, I just described the part of the mind because that's where my art of seduction begins. I must unravel you from within before I allow you in the floodgates of heaven. Foreplay always begins with mental stimulation. Have you ever been invited to a cognitive literation? Has your dick ever experienced multidimensional sensations? Has your vagina ever been stroked to the point of liberation? What I mean is, have you ever came so hard that you were submerged to the center of the universe and met God? I bet you didn't know sex could take you that far. I am the embodiment of the Garden of Eden. My universe is the pathway to one man's freedom. I don't want to be your mommy, and you damn sure ain't my daddy. I want to be your altar, your backbone so you will not falter. A fresh glass of water, your judge and jury, your honor. Free to be with me in a safe space that's judgment free. I want to set you free. Do you understand me? I am your totem. This is bigger than being your wife. I want to give you life, physically, spiritually, and metaphysically. I want to be the air that you breathe. Sex ain't just about baby making. The universe was created for cosmic gazing. Have you ever visited a constellation? Accept my invitation into my space station. Learn to properly navigate my rocket and I'll be your form and transportation. I'll take you there in orgasmic speed, no hesitation. I'll make the Milky Way yours for the taking. Have you ever signed your own Declaration of Independence? I'm the kind of blessing that leads to lucky sevens. See, one kiss from my lips will leave you transfixed. A sip from my fountain would leave you enlightened. So just imagine what a dip in my ocean could set in motion. I am a walking elixir, more potent than liquor. Pour me as a libation, baby. This here isn't some simple invitation to fulfill a simple temptation. No. This here is much more than that. Maybe even forbidden. See, I am the goddess of love and I am offering you salvation. Allow me to distract you from your damnation. The things that I would do to you, for you, and with you will change your whole mindset or commitment. Now that I have your interest, please grant me your permission to reintroduce to you what sex is. So far, we have embraced the encounter, the expression, and the exploration of love. This piece is titled Masked. I feel like somewhere during my lifespan I got comfortable. Something I swore never to do. Guess that was my mistake for using never. We all know nothing lasts forever. Life is short. One day you're full of it and the next you're in the morgue. Hopefully. But that's a different story. I'll get back to being comfortable. Somehow I was okay with being selfish to myself to please you. I gave you the room to fly your wings and live while I lived in fear, caged by my hurt and held myself captive. Believing I was protecting myself from getting hurt again, not knowing that I had to protect me from me as well. I was my worst friend. Then time passed and he came along. It was the start of a new dawn. But he only temporarily filled the void that you left behind. Although he brought me great joy, he didn't love me genuinely due to his inability to be a true friend to me. He wasted my time for the benefits, and eventually I allowed it just for the thrill of it, until I faced the truth that I couldn't move on unless I made amends with you. So he just took it for what it was, just as I still searched for love. Then time passed once again. Only to one day I looked up and just knew love brought me him. I loved him so passionately that I tried my best to avoid being my worst enemy again. Thought I'd do that by giving love a real chance, so I allowed him in. My heart, that is. I gave him my soul for free. Only asked in return that he accept me. Told him my deepest, darkest secrets. Shared my fears and my dreams. Even let him in on the pain I kept bottling, how I tried to ease it. Him promised to love me differently. Him stayed true to his word and beat the shit out of me. I swore to never allow a man to treat me like property until that was the position I attained. I didn't even have his last name. What a shame. I folded as blows were thrown, but I crumbled as my words became weapons. I couldn't have been more hurt or conflicted. That was my pain I thought I shifted, only to be given back to me with the weight lifted. It was 10 times worse and heavier. Things just didn't seem to get better. I was a victim. Again. Or was I? Was it not I who allowed it? It took for me to take the victim mask off and face me, to see that I created this misery. I only allowed defeat to be my only option because I refused to see beyond it. I had a choice to either stand up for myself and demand more, or settle down and receive less. Damn. The day that you took my voice, my joy, my innocence, was the day I got comfortable playing victim. And that piece leads us into actually a new piece. It's untitled, but I think it's the closure to how we continue to endure with love despite the many heartbreaks. We always find a way to go at it again, and again, and again, and again, because love outlasts it all. I've met so many people in the midst of their pain, and in those moments I stayed a while believing that my presence was bringing them comfort. I'm not too sure of that now. I may have simply been an enabler too afraid to rock their core and challenge them to step outside their suffering. Instead, I stood by and watched as they coped with their pain by hurting themselves further. Not to overlook the life I spoke into the situation, but those words didn't matter or became empty when there was no action to support them. We threw back shots and hit spliffs as we discussed our views on why the world ain't shit. But in retrospect, it appears that I failed my assignments again. And again. I, too, have been a toxic friend. My open door policy provided them the space to be weak, while I found strength in their need for me, thought I was assisting them in becoming free from society's constructs. Instead, I've become a graveyard full of other people's sins, feeding the god of death individuals' former existence, too consumed by the darkness to see where my life began. I've had 1 miscarriage and 2 abortions. Even my burdens were not off limits, but rather sent up as offerings. Didn't realize how good I was at burying what I assumed to be dead. Failing to come to terms with what lives may never die because death is an illusion. A breath of fresh air doesn't define the body, but rather the soul, so taking our last breath in this life signifies the soul and the goal. It's time for me to let go of the savior complex I developed in order to help another. I may have caused more harm than good, because I failed to save myself first. Every time I denied myself freedom, a part of me died. I've been scattered in past lives attempting to outrun the pain. Healing, I say that loosely. The wounds of others as if they were my own. Never admitting that I couldn't help anyone else because there were parts of me grasping for air. Attempting to bust through the soil and reach the surface so that I could breathe life back into them. Well, me. Oh, how I wish I knew then what I know now. God, may the individuals who made an attempt to love me please forgive me for my inadequacies. I was too blind to see that all I needed was me.
Positive, Asad. Thank you so much for taking us through the journey.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of the 5 stages of love. I hope you have enjoyed taking a chance on romance. This has been ArtistKin Collabo, and make sure you come back and watch us again. Positive, how do we get in touch with you?
Well, you can follow me on social media, Instagram, It's Positive, Facebook, Positive Gunter. I also have a blog page on WordPress as Positives Reflections on WordPress. I think that's it.
And Asad, if somebody wants to hire you, they want to come hear you play?
You can follow me on Instagram, Asad_Waheed, the number 1. Facebook is Asad Waheed. And email is beatmaster, the number 24, at msn.com.
Okay. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time on ArtistKin Collabo. I'm Seema.